When I decided to befriend crows, I had no idea it would turn into a real test for my neighborhood. To make a long story short, I'm in my late 20s living in Portland, Oregon. I had a pretty intense emo goth phase as a tween that I thought I had grown out of. A couple of months ago, while watching a nature program about crows on our local station, I learned that if you feed and befriend them, crows will bring you small gifts. My old emo phase flared up, and since I was furloughed and had a lot of time on my hands, I figured, why not make some crow friends? My plan worked a little too well, and the resident 5 crows in my neighborhood quickly turned into an army of 15 strong. At first, my neighbors didn't mind and even enjoyed it. They're mostly elderly, and many were already part of a birdwatching club. They thought it was amusing that I had crows following me around whenever I went outside. However, things took a turn. The crows began to defend me. One day, a neighbor came over for a socially distanced chat, me on my porch and her in my yard. The crows started dive-bombing her and wouldn't stop until she left. They didn't make physical contact, but they got very close. I wondered if I could be held liable if these crows injured someone, considering I had fed them. I obviously can't control the crows, and I certainly didn't want them attacking my neighbors. Since I technically created this nuisance, could I be financially responsible for any injuries? To clarify, the crows aren't aggressive all the time. They're friendly and normal if just the neighbors are around. They only become aggressive when someone gets too close to me or my property. I reached out to our local Audubon Society for advice. They didn't think feeding the crows was a bad idea and suggested that the neighbors also start feeding them to help socialize the crows better. The plan worked, and the crows are now a beloved part of the community. There have been no recent dive bombings. Most amazingly, the crows may have genuinely saved one of my neighbors. Our city recently experienced a significant ice and snow event. As mentioned earlier, most of my neighbors are older. One of them slipped while walking down his steep driveway and couldn't get up. The crows went ballistic, making a racket like we'd never heard before. Another neighbor went outside to investigate and found the gentleman in his driveway. Thankfully, he's mostly okay, just some serious bruises. Needless to say, the crows have been getting high-value food since then, and they've become even more cherished members of our community.